What's up, lore masters? This episode will be taking a look at Flynn, not this one but that one, and his attempt to blow up the USS Enterprise D in the TNG episode, The High Ground. Let's just get into it. It's interesting to analyze this episode in light of the short trek, The Brightest Star. Ultimately, the synopsis is that the Enterprise has been dispatched to provide medical supplies to a non-aligned planet. Not a planet that's a part of the Federation, not one that is even claimed to be allied, but one that is a trading partner of the Federation. In the captain's log, it stated that they are aware of recent terrorist attacks by the Anzadi that are attempting to break free from the world government and have their own autonomy. It's really interesting to see how Starfleet acts in this situation. They continue to provide aid to one side, even though arguably this is a violation of the Prime Directive due to it being internal affairs. If it's not a violation, then we have to have a serious conversation about the Beul. However, that's a video for another time. This episode will be questioning whether Flynn, not this one but that one, was justified in his terrorist act against the Enterprise D. As discussed, the Enterprise had just delivered medical supplies to the non-aligned world's one government. While there, they are not only seen eating at restaurants under heavy guard, but also are having meetings with the government officials. While the Federation isn't directly claiming allegiances, it is clear that they have chosen one side over the other and are actively assisting that side, even if they're doing it inadvertently. Additionally, when Beverly is captured, because she's an idiot that doesn't know you can just beam all the people to sickbay, Starfleet begins working with the government and utilizing Starfleet tech to actively assist the non-aligned planet in capturing the rebels. Heck, Riker even assists in interrogating known sympathizers of the rebel cell. Now, to be fair, Beverly does appeal to Flynn and states that if they asked for help, the Federation would assist the terrorists. But I find this highly contentious, but not impossible. I'm not sure though. What do you guys think? All that aside, it is fair to look at Flynn's motives. I find it interesting that people will look at the action and just try to justify the action versus the motive of the person, because I think that holds value as well. What was Flynn thinking? What was his goal? He's attacking the ship knowing that there are civilians on board. Well, he knows of at least one. It could be argued that perhaps he believes her son is a part of Starfleet, and that's a good point, and it's even accurate. But given his knowledge of the activities of Starfleet in the future, I would be surprised if he didn't know there were families on the ship all along. Secondly, all of these deaths, whether civilian or military, are justified to him. Flynn is striking at the Enterprise because he wants Starfleet to intervene. He wants the Federation to become a part of this conflict so that they will strong-arm the government into capitulation. I don't think that Flynn cared whether it was a military vessel or not. We can see ultimately he was willing to do anything. When he had lost at the very end of the episode, he was still going to kill the captain. He was going to kill Picard to force a strong reaction. Additionally, the way the Enterprise was attacked was honestly unnecessary. Flynn had people come in on multiple levels to sow chaos and attacked with weapons set to kill. It's possible that the terrorists only had weapons that could kill and would not stun, but I find that dubious. I guess in theory, they're going to kill everyone anyway, but still, I think you could argue that by destroying the ship, you're sending the message. Give the people a chance to escape. So when we look at Flynn's, not this one but that one's, goal to pull the Federation into the war so that he could force them to force the non-aligned government to capitulate, I'm on the fence on whether he did what was right or wrong. I mean, after all, Starfleet was already helping one side. They were giving medical supplies, and that's helping. Maybe not militarily, but it is helping. But on the other side, he did kidnap an officer, attempted to blow up the flagship of Starfleet, which did have civilians on it, all to pull them into a war to harass them and force a capitulation. He was hitting military targets in a way to harm people, not to win. And I will note that one of the reasons I don't like having civilians on board is because of this. This puts them in dangerous situations. And I'm going to be honest, if the Federation or Starfleet had come in and said, "Look what you're doing to civilians," they'd be no better than current year terrorist organizations that use civilians as human shields. You put them on a military base, you put them on a military target, you put them in danger's way. That is as much your fault. This honestly feels like a complicated situation, and I don't know. Again, I'm leaning towards Flynn, as hard as it is to believe. The Federation had chosen sides by aiding the government with medical supplies. They were involved and willingly so. That makes them a viable target. The only thing that gives me pause would be the civilians, as I've stated, but then the military government of Starfleet is willing to put these people in harm's way. And again, I really feel it's like using them as a shield. But in reverse, Flynn had become corrupted. I think that he was willing to kill anyone, and that's a bridge too far for me. I don't know. These are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Hey guys, this video was actually inspired by a YouTuber named Lore Runner. The description of the video will be down below. He does excellent breakdowns. Now, it's not like mine, he just sits there and talks, but the amount of knowledge he has is amazing. Definitely check him out. Let him know the Lore Reloaded said hi. And as always, guys, never forget, in the end, all of our lives are just a story. Make yours a good one.